One of the biggest sheds I found all year. I'm standing about 75 yards away from it. I saw it from about 100 plus yards away. Anyways, this is a relief. This is the only shed I've found all year in a field. I don't really shed hunt much in fields. I better just walk up here to make sure before I start talking too much. See, it's right there. You see there's just all this stubble, like cattail stubble right next to the swamp here. Oh, it's definitely not cattail stubble. That is awesome. Oh my God. That is a freaking beast. For a second there, I thought it might have been old, but I think it's... Yeah, you can see white in the center. That's got to be fresh. I think that's just all mud. Oh my Lord. Like I said, I do not find many sheds in fields. I don't really look in fields much. I just happen to be, I'm really close to a public land that I actually have pictures of this buck. This is a property I had a suspicion that some stuff was coming from, and luckily I got permission on it, and I don't think it gets hunted much, but anyways, I had pictures of 3 big bucks on this public land, about half a mile to 3/4 of a mile away from here. And none of them were there during the winter. They were just there in the rut, in the fall a little bit, on and off. And then the last pictures I had of all 3 of them were in late December and early January, nothing after that. So they obviously didn't drop their sheds over there. So I was just kind of like thinking, and I saw that there was a property about a mile away with a whole bunch of food plots you could see from aerial on Google Maps. And I was thinking maybe they're coming from that way, and I wasn't going to be able to shed hunt over there, obviously, but there ain't no food over here. It's just cattails and a little bit of brush holding them here. Unbelievable. That right there is my biggest 4-point shed I have ever found. And believe it or not, I should mention this. I found this buck's shed. This is the first shed of the whole year, way back in middle to late December, on that public land 3/4 of a mile away. I found, I think, the same side from this buck, but the previous year was old, from, you know, spring of 2021, found in December 2021. This is only a 7-point buck. The other side is only a 3-point side this year. I don't know what it looked like last year. I should shut up and just pick it up, but I just want to leave it sit. Oh my God, I'm just trying to take in the moment here. I'm lucky if I find one shed like that every year, and here it is right in front of me. I just battled out, you know, this rain we've been having, and I was debating whether coming tonight or not. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I'm gonna pick it up here in just a second. All right, moment of truth right here. It's honestly hard to get it all in the frame. That's how tall that is. I measured his G2 from last year, the shed I found in December. It was about 13, almost 13.5 inch G2. I don't know what it is this year. It's definitely at least the same length, if not, maybe not longer, but it's definitely thicker, especially right in here. The whole thing just is heavier. The base is maybe even a little bigger too. My goodness, he's got a little tiny thing on the G2 like that too, on the other shed last year too. A little button like that sticking off the side. Oh, I should admit, brow tines definitely looks taller. Seems to have a little bit more beating maybe. There was just a few chew marks on the one I found last year, but dang, that is unfreaking real. That right there is why we shed hunt. Doubt what I'm gonna find the other side, but my goodness, can't get better than that. That's all I find for the rest of the year. This is probably the last video. If all I find for the rest of the year is this, I'll be totally fine with that. I don't plan on shed hunting too much more, but I'll be out a little bit more, that's for sure. It just came up on an old shed here, probably a 1 year old. It's a pretty good genetic young buck. Right there, right next to the field. This is just a line fence right here, right next to the field that I found the shed in about 20 minutes ago. You see he's got a split, and he's got the G4 there as a 1.5-year-old buck. It could be a year-old, probably just a year old, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a really cool young buck. Huh. Surprised I didn't get any pictures of one like that, like a 2-year-old this year. I don't really recognize him. Anyways, sweet. This is awesome. I'm on me and my dad are actually out here today. My dad hardly ever shed hunts. We're on a classmate of my dad's property, 40-acre parcel of all this super wet stuff. There's actually a really good diversity. This is just like the wettest stuff. And I've been hopping from bed to bed on all the dry spots in here. I just camped on a monster. I think it's old, but I am not too close yet. All right, you can tell how wet all this stuff is. There's a dry spot right there. And obviously in these swampy areas, even in the wintertime, the deer usually only bed on these dry spots like this. And look at this. Okay, it's not quite as big as I thought, but it's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty big actually, never mind. Holy crap. That's definitely a year old. Yeah, I was in here last year, but I obviously didn't find it. Wow, we did find 2 sheds in here last year, a fresh 4-point shed and a little smaller 4-point shed that was old. So wow, that could even be 2 years old. Honestly, sheds in swamps like this age pretty well. I don't know if that was fresh last year or 2 years. I'm gonna get some pictures and I'll pick it up. That's a beast. I mean, literally this water's almost to the top of my boots here. It's insane how wet this is, but like I said earlier in the video, I cannot believe the last couple of years I've always been finding some of my biggest sheds all year long in April. And yet again, late April, almost May, one of the latest, years I've ever shed hunted, camp on another big dandy. Holy smokes. That honestly could be my biggest 5-point shed I've ever found in my life. And I found some big sheds, but that has got more mass and really good tines. Brow tine's okay. It's got a very similar brow tine to the shed we found in here last year, kind of like a triangulated brow, it just looks the same. A lot of beating. Wow, that is a brute of a buck. I bet you this is easily 70 to 75 inches. It ain't 80, I don't think. Probably right around 70-ish. Those tines are probably like 8 inches, both of them. That's probably like 3 or 4 there. Probably a 24, 25-inch beam. Wow. Unbelievable. Did not expect to find something quite like this in here. Jesus Christ. There's not even the deer population isn't super high in this area, but this is definitely where they're wintering, because there's a lot of other private land around, but it's all like hardwoods, and this section in here is just really swampy. I got all this red osier dogwood in here to browse on. Wow. God darn it, that is amazing. Well, Like I said earlier, this is all I find for the rest of the year. I'll be freaking happy with that. Probably be out maybe 1, maybe 2 more days. That's honestly it. It's getting right down to the end of the season here. All right, you see this? Completely surrounded by water. It's literally up to the top of my boots. And see, there's a ton of deer hair right there. Look at how uncomfortable that must be to lay there. I just jumped up some deer out of this and I ran right into these phragmites. I can see a whole bunch of deer hair right over there. So it's probably just a doe and a fawn, but I guess it could be 2 shedded bucks in here. But it just blows my mind that they're like willing to lay on this most uncomfortable, unlevel spot. There's like sticks in there, roots sticking up. Look at how uncomfortable that looks. But there's a ton of deer hair right there. I was literally just a couple minutes from turning around and getting to some drier ground before I found this shed right here. I was just right over that way a little bit. Crazy.
What do you see? See my horn? Up real good against that black, doesn't it?
Nice one. Where'd you find that?
Goes up real good against that black.
I'll get you in a video this year. This is the first time you've been in a video.
Yeah. Yeah. I got him permission today. That's why I'm in it.
Yep. Here we are yet again. Camp on another shed. It's like April 28th today, almost May. It's been so cold. Everything's, being delayed on greening up. So I'm still out here shed hunting. And I just came up on another nice one. Again, late April. I cannot believe how lucky I've been getting this year late in the game like this. Right there, right underneath this cedar, probably just bedding right here. Oh my God, what a dandy. Look at that. There's like no wax ring or nothing on there. I must have fell a long time ago. You can still, looks like you still got some bark from rubbing. I'm gonna get some pictures here and I'll pick that up. That's again, another really nice one. Not quite as big as the last 2 in this video, but still one of the probably top 10 on the year. God darn, that's crazy. All right, here we go. Yeah, hardly any wax ring, just a little bit on the top there. Still really, really nice color. Probably being under this cedar helped it stay dark like this. But still, man, that is awesome. I cannot believe another big one on the year. Damn, that is unbelievable. I got to be in the 70s by now. I don't even know the count. That is unbelievable. Just super blessed. Sweet.